In a world where powers are drawn from magical cards, every child undergoes a sacred summoning ritual at the age of 16. Through a single draw, they receive a blessing from a divine animal spirit. Alice had always dreamed of soaring like an eagle, or swimming deep like a fearless shark, but her hand slipped at the last second, and she ended up pulling the rarest card of them all, the legendary combat class Primordial Spirit. From that moment on, her strength skyrocketed. She could crush bricks without trying, and for some reason, she developed a weird obsession with bananas. Sure, it made for some awkward moments, but none of that compared to what came next. The kingdom's royal knight order caught wind of her powers. They invited her to take the entrance exam. If she passed, she could become a knight in training, but Alice didn't want any part of it. She just wanted a quiet life at her noble academy, especially as one of the few commoners. Still, with her parents' hopes and status weighing her down, she reluctantly agreed. All she asked was for the headmaster to keep her powers a secret. Her plan was simple: take the test, and fail on purpose. That way, the knights would leave her alone. The next morning, on her way to the exam, she stumbled upon an old man stranded with a broken cart. She tried to walk away, but her conscience wouldn't let her, so she lifted the heavy goods by herself, and carried them all the way to his house. By the time she returned, she was completely lost. That's when a charming young man appeared. He pointed her in the right direction, and casually suggested they meet again soon. She thought nothing of it, until she arrived at the training grounds. She was the only girl in the entire arena, and standing at the front, was the same man from earlier. His name was Jack, the nation's youngest and most promising knight candidate. The first test, a 100-meter sprint. She figured she'd jog it, fail miserably, and head home, but just as the whistle blew, her primordial spirit surged. Her body felt lighter than air. She took off like a rocket, and punched a hole clean through the finish line wall. Next came the rope descent. Candidates had to rappel from the top of the bell tower. Most hesitated in fear. One guy named Mike flipped through the air like a gymnast, but another blonde candidate was frozen in a corner. Trembling, Alice approached him with a warm smile. She told him, "If you fall, I'll catch you." With her encouragement, he finally took the leap. But mid-air, a gust of wind hit. He slipped, and the rope snapped. Without thinking, Alice lunged forward and grabbed his collar. He wasn't as heavy as she expected. Maybe that was her spirit's strength kicking in again. Before the safety hook gave out, she leapt into the air with him in her arms. They landed safely just 2.5 seconds later. The crowd went wild. Even the instructors were stunned. The next trial had to wait, because Jack personally escorted Alice to the infirmary, and gently bandaged the cuts on her hand himself.